This July 29th Picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, July the 28th. We are here to have a little look back over the weekend, see how successful or otherwise we were before we look at a full card of action for Tuesday, July the 29th. Joining me from Greensboro, I think, North Carolina, is Mr. Lonte Smith. Is it Greens? Is there an S in Greensboro or is it Greenboro?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Was that right? Okay.
Yeah, Greensboro. Yeah.
I panicked about the S. I wasn't sure about the S if I'd put an S in.
Yeah, man, doing good. Didn't have the best weekend. Didn't have the best few shows. So, man, I'm hoping we can bounce back today and have a good show. So, well, me, not you. I'm just saying, just me. I didn't have the best weekend. So, yeah, hopefully we can get back on track here, man.
There's no iron team, Lonte. I looked at my tally site picks for last week, and this made me laugh. Just a huge illustration of how pointless all this MLB stuff is. I made picks on exactly 100 games last week, Lonte. 51, 47, and 2. For a profit, that's the key word, Lonte, of $3.73. So I want a cup of coffee or most of a cup of coffee. I don't know. Could I get a decent cup of coffee for $3.73?
Not in the US, Mel.
Shit, really?
I don't think you can get. I don't think you can get anything in the US for $3.75. Oh,
okay then. I'll have to save my $3.73. Hopefully, win enough to add to it this week, so I can afford. I could get it. Jeff, I could get a cup of tea for £1, like in the little van along the street here. So that's disappointing. I'll convert it into pounds. I can have 3.5 cups of coffee. So yeah, I mean, 51, 47, and 2, just plodding along, absolutely plodding along over 100 games. Did though, Lonte, throw out, I mean, how many people sitting in the northeast of England were throwing out Alec Burleson Sunday night home run props? Come on.
that was great. It happened right away too. That was great.
Yeah. I always miss that because Eli comes and asks us who.
Yeah, I love that every Sunday, man. I love that.
For quite early on a Sunday, and I don't often see it in time. So I've often only given myself about half the card to look at by the time I get to it. So I quickly hashed together an Alec Burleson idea. And sure enough, the big lads went over the fence. So that was that. Yeah, I'm sure the Nick Kurtz madness from last week was discussed by some people. I can't remember what day that was now, Friday or Saturday. 19 total bases, 6 for 6, 4 home runs. Absolutely brilliant. The A's raked all weekend long, actually. Yeah. The Mets are on a 7-game win streak, sneaky as well. Kind of under the radar. Hopefully that'll still be live when I get to speak to Dylan tomorrow night. But anything particularly catch your eye? I know the Hall of Fame stuff happened this weekend, something that doesn't really get on my radar, Lonte.
Yeah, me either. I don't really look into it, but CC got in. He's a former Yankee, so I like that. Although that wasn't where he made his name, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, some good action. We got some good series starting up. I think the trade deadline is looming, so a lot of these teams are looking to move certain people. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of maps out this week. But yeah, man, I made 2 future bets this past weekend. We can get into those a little bit more. I bet the Mets to win the pennant, and I bet the Rangers to win the World Series.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice. I know Noah messaged me last week. Noah Beanick, you probably know off the college experience and stuff like that.
He's really good. He's really good at college.
No, yeah, he's absolutely razor sharp, Noah. Really, and he messaged me Tuesday or Wednesday last week telling me to back Cleveland to win the division 20-1. Obviously, the Tigers have fallen in a little bit of a hole. He sent me a list of the schedules. The schedules really favour Cleveland down the stretch. They're already into 12-1 from that 20s. So the value went almost within 48 hours of Noah hitting me. But Cleveland is the smart play there from Noah, if anyone wants to get involved, still at round about 12-1. But we've done all right on these Monday shows, Lonte. We will crack on. I'll remind everyone that Sean and Ryan are doing their 32 NFL team previews. I listened to the Miami Marlins, the Miami Dolphins show today. And they're bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode will give out one word of the 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 Circa future. We're going to open with a double header tomorrow. We'll go through both games at once because I really think there's only one game to handicap here. And I'm not even sure I'm sure of the pictures, but I don't know if this is going to be the first game or the second game. The double header is the Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. The pitching matchup, which I am convinced about, is Eric Lauer against Charlie Morton.
Yep.
The second one, everything else is TBD. But there are lines on this one, with the Blue Jays being at plus 110, Baltimore minus 130, and the total at 8. And I immediately just thought this was a bit of a wrong team favourite, bit of a WTF situation. Morton has looked a little bit more vulnerable lately after having that really good early part of the season. But Lauer's been rock solid. The Blue Jays are hot. They opened up a 5.5 game lead over the Yankees. Out of nowhere, again, really, that lead's come. And I just wanted Lauer more than I wanted Morton. And I want the Blue Jays more than I want the Orioles. And plus 110, Lonte, I just stopped handicapping there. I didn't want to get too far into it because that's what I wanted to take. I haven't seen the prices.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I saw that as well. I actually saw a little bit lower. So plus 110 is really good. I saw plus 106 earlier. But, I mean, Toronto is just playing really, really well. I mean, they've won 8 of 10. They blasted Detroit on the road this weekend. Morton's, he's been a different pitcher since May. He's had one horrible start and another below average start, over that span. He's been pretty good at home, 2 or less in 6 of his last 7. So that might be why they're a little bit favored here. Baltimore offensively has looked okay. But again, I mean, he's been really good, man. He's not allowed over 3 runs all year. He's got 6+ Ks in 4 straight games, low hit rate, 2 or less in those 4 straight games as well. So, I mean, I just think the pitchers are maybe a coin flip at best. And then you have the offense of Toronto who's playing really, really well. Man, I think you just got to take the plus money. I think just price-wise, you can't do it. I also like the over. I think both offenses can get things going here. So let's go with Toronto and over.
Yes, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. It did just seem a little bit too obvious, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Which means Baltimore might win 4 or 5.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely knackered. The chat's live in Kick-In. Skrills was first in live from the curb. And Stan Duncan's joined us. Stan says he listens every day. I think this is the first time I've seen Stan in the chat. I don't know if it is his debut. So cheers, Stan. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. There's more people in the chat, though, who haven't said hello. And I want to know why. So tell us who you are and what you're doing. And also give us some picks. We need all the help we can get. 6:40 Eastern first pitch. The Colorado Rockies at the Cleveland Guardians, where Colorado send Tanner Gordon to the mound. Cleveland officially TBD, but we think it is left-handed pitcher Logan Allen. Cleveland minus 227. Colorado plus 175. Total Lonte 8.5.
Yeah, originally I looked over. Colorado's been okay as of late, man. They're 5-5 in the last 10, which is a step up from what they generally, are doing. Gordon's, this is his second start after coming off the IL. He had 6 scoreless versus St. Louis. I know St. Louis has been struggling as of late, but I mean, they still got a decent offense. He was actually solid before that in his other 3 starts. So he's been pretty steady. The Cleveland offense, it's not going to scare you by any means. And if it is Logan Allen, he's been steady, but his hit rate's been a little bit high. And maybe the top of Colorado's lineup maybe can get to him. He's allowed 6+ hits in 4 of his last 5 at home. He's got a weird last four. So Mal, in his last four starts, he's allowed 4 earned, 3 earned, 2 earned, 1 earned. So I thought that was kind of odd. So hopefully he keeps that streak going and allows 5. Because I'm going to take Colorado first 5, and I'm going to take the over.
I couldn't get there with Colorado. There's just so much stuff against them. The last 13 road games, Colorado, they've lost by an aggregate of 89 to 35, which that's a big old number. That hasn't helped your case, Lonte, has it? You didn't want to hear that. 54 run differential, that is. Gordon's 4 starts. Colorado have actually gone 2-2 in them, which is fair enough. He's only pitched once on the road, so we're still trying to build up a picture of what Gordon has got to offer. 300s in a row for him as well. And then steady enough, we bet him last week against Baltimore in a game they did lose 4-3. The key for me really was Colorado's struggles against left-handed pitching. 26% strikeout rate. I think only hitting 0.91 recently against lefties, bottom 5 OPS. They've been quite profitable fading Colorado against left-handed pitching on the road. And that aggregate just absolutely terrified me. So, yeah, not big or clever, but it will be a Cleveland run line for me in this one. Next game on the board is a 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Detroit Tigers. Brandon Park for the D-backs with Casey Mize going for Detroit, plus 120 Arizona, minus 150 the Tigers, and the total sitting at 8.5. The Tigers snapped that 6-game losing streak. They needed to as well. They eventually sort of bust the game open against the Blue Jays, but they've been in really poor form. As we just said, Cleveland very much live and running them down in that central. Brandon Phart's had 3 good starts in a row. His ERA is high, but his whip is all right. Makes me think he's been slightly unfortunate. He just need to keep the ball in the yard. I've enjoyed fading Brandon Pfaadt and home run props for the Otto, but he's kept it in the yard, and that's been crucial to him recently. But Mize isn't in great form either. 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts. And although Detroit did snap that skid, it doesn't make me want to bet them anymore. Arizona score or average more runs per game than Detroit. And the bullpen's got a top 5 ERA in the last 5 games as well. So the bullpen's looking all right. I'm going to take a little punt on the underdog here. Give me the Diamondbacks, Lonte.
I like the Diamondbacks as well, man. I thought this was a WTF game as well, especially with how Detroit's been trending as of late. I know they got that win yesterday, but they haven't looked good. I mean, they've lost 7 of their last 8 at home. Olsen's been okay. He's actually been better on the road than at home, which is kind of in our favor here. Arizona's 5-5 of the last 10. Offense has been horrible, and they're still kind of, still finding a way to win. They scored 1 combined run over the weekend versus Pittsburgh, which is, I know they face Skeens, but you got to get a little bit more than that in a series. They haven't scored over 3 runs in a week, but I think against Detroit here, Olsen, he can be hit a little bit. So I'm going to take Arizona as well. I also looked at the under, man. Arizona's under in 8 of 10. Detroit's under in 7 of 10. Maybe we can get a 4-3 type of game is what I'm guessing. So I'll take Arizona and the plus money.
Okay, team right on the underdog Diamondbacks there. Gio has joined us in the chat. Gio, welcome along. Always good to have you. Thank you very much. 7:05 Eastern is the Tampa Bay Rays at the New York Yankees. Joe Boyle for the Rays will go up against left-handed pitcher Max Fried of the New York Yankees. $2 favourites, the Yankees, minus 200, but the Rays plus 160. Total of 8.5, Lonte.
Yeah, man, you can't lay $2 with the Yankees. Whatever you do, do not lay $2 with the Yankees. We'll look at that team total over just for if you want action in the game. Tampa's trending in the wrong way. This is only Boyle's 2nd start of the year. He was really good in AAA. 1.73 ERA, I think across 15 starts is what I'm thinking. 0.97 whip. But he's going on the road. I know the Yankees offense is not in good form right now, but if you're facing a pitcher like this and a team like this, they've lost 6 of the last 7 on the road. They've lost 7 of the last 10 overall. And, the Yankees are 4-3 head-to-head against them this year. Most of those have been low-scoring games. Freese took back-to-back losses for the first time this year. He's had a blister issue, which has kind of been bothering him, which is why, he's not making an excuse about it, and neither are the Yankees, but you can kind of tell just from his performance that it's kind of bothering him a little bit. His hit rate's been up over the last 2 months. He hasn't been at home. 6 of his last 8 starts have been on the road. But at home here, I think he can go well. I'm looking at under, Mal, and I would look at under for the game, but look at the Yankees team total under, which is basically correlated saying, I don't think Tampa can do a lot of scoring and the Yankees can outscore them. So maybe it's like a 6-1 type of game.
I've actually, Lonte, gone for the over in this game. Tampa Bay is struggling a little bit lately. I think there might be dark days ahead for Tampa. They've lost 4 in a row. But that lopsided schedule, if you remember, they had to play a ton of the games at home early in the season because of the weather. They were playing in where they're playing. Steinbrenner Field, wherever that is. Somewhere near Tampa Bay. But that lopsided schedule, I think, is going to catch up with them a little bit here. I don't mind Joe Boyle. He's all right. He was on the Athletics, wasn't he? And we used to get involved in him from time to time. He's had 5 appearances and 1 start so far. He's pitched 19 innings. He's been okay. I think it probably makes more sense to take his career 4.35 ERA as a baseline for this. The Yankees aren't an appealing betting prospect at all. They did win a game last night, Sunday night. Fried has given up 14 earned in his last 4 starts. You mentioned the little blister issue. The Rays are equally unappealing, but the New York bullpen had a rare good day on Sunday. I don't trust them at all. I think Fried's name might have the total artificially low here. Do you know if Aaron Judge is going to be back, Lonte? Is he day-to-day still? Or?
Yeah, so it's like conflicting reports. I've seen that at first, originally, they were going to put him on IL, and then now they're saying he can maybe just DH when he gets back. So I'm assuming that it might be a little bit short-lived. I haven't read up on it today, but this is just from this weekend. So I don't really know the full answer, but I do know when he comes back, he won't be in the field. He'll just be basically DHing.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to raise your Yankees 6-1 win. I think it's going to be 6-3, which gets us over the 8.5, and we get to 9 runs in that one. Aaron has joined us in the chat. Aaron, welcome along. Lovely to have you. We'll move on. Let me tell you first about the where are we going? MyBookie.ag, one of our favourites here. Your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. Tons of locations accepted, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. That's mybookie.com, promo code mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they've dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. Clean data-backed bet 63%. They're hitting that at the minute. WNBA trends are flying as well. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. 7:10 Eastern first pitch is the LA Dodgers at the Cincinnati Reds. Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers will take on left-handed pitcher Nick Lodolo for the Reds, who are plus 130 underdogs. Dodgers minus 160, and the total is at 9.5. As much as the Yankees aren't an attractive proposition, you can't take the Dodgers, Lonte. You're nodding along. I like it. They've lost 13 of 18. That's a hell of a run. That might be the worst Dodgers run since I've started getting involved in this nonsense. The Glasnow's been very good. 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts. He had a July ERA of an even 1. However, Lodolo has been equally good. A complete game shutout at Washington last time out. Also only let up 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts. The Reds bullpen are running an even 3 ERA in their last 10. I like a Lodolo strikeout prop in this, by the way. Plenty swing and miss. Good length. The Dodgers slumping. Cincinnati 31-22 at home. In better form. Won 4 in a row. Dodgers on that slump. Plus 130 is too juicy, Lonte. I'll take the Reds.
Yeah, I couldn't get there with the Red. I'm not betting the Yankees. I mean, I'm not betting the Dodgers either. Cool. But it's just, I mean, I know it's a hitter-friendly park. I think it'd be a low-scoring game. I like the under. The Dodgers under in 7 of 10. Cincinnati under in 8 of 10. I love both pitchers and the form that they're in. You talked about Lodolo. I mean, he's coming off that complete game shutout. If you go back to his last home start, he threw 6 scoreless there. I mean, he's got a low hit rate this month, no more than 4 allowed in his 4 starts. If you flip over the glass now, he's looking like his former self. 1 earned run or less in 3 straight. Since returning from the injury. He dominated Milwaukee twice, which is somebody we'll get to, and they've been playing like some of the best baseball of anybody. He's not allowing a lot of hits as well. I mean, under looks like one of the best plays to me. I know it's a hitter-friendly ballpark, but with both of these pitchers in good form, I think under, maybe a first 5 under for a full unit and then a half unit on the full game. But if I had to play anything, it would be Cincinnati or nothing. I can't bet the Dodgers right now.
Next up, 7:40 Eastern first pitch between the Boston Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. Lucas Giolito for Boston takes on Chris Paddock for the Twins. It is a match on the books, minus 110, each of 2, with a total Lonte of 8.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the Dodgers, Boston had a good series, and I was wrong about that series. I thought that I actually thought the Dodgers would get the best of them, but obviously was wrong there. And Minnesota's dealing with. Have you heard anything about Buxton? I know he was dealing with some injuries.
No, yeah, short answer.
I'm kind of like lukewarm on it. I don't like Paddock. 5+ earned runs in 2 of his last 3, and then he pitches like really well against the Dodgers. But we talked about the Dodgers, and he gave up 5 to Colorado, which is kind of weird. But he's allowed 4+ in 2 of his last 3 at home, 6 home runs in his last 4. Boston's got a 823 OPS versus right-hand pitchers in July. Giolito's been a little bit weird. 9 earned runs in his last 2 starts. Both of those were on the road versus good offenses, Philadelphia and Chicago. He's allowed 5 home runs in that span as well. And if you look prior to that, he allowed 10 combined in his last 7, in the prior 7 before those 2. So he's not trending in the right direction. This all points me to an over, man. I think both offenses can kind of get it together against the pitching staff. Giolito may go a little bit better than Paddock, but I do think that we can see some runs here. So I'm going to go with the over.
Buxton day-to-day, Lonte, rib cartilage, so not too much information on that. My handicap is kind of based in the last thing you said was that Giolito can go a little bit better than Paddock. Those 9 earned runs in his last 2 starts for Giolito weren't great, but there were 2 tricky games, actually, at Philly and at the Cubs. I prefer to trust his earlier good form before that, particularly on the road, where he has got tons of run support, which just show you that Boston have got this high-octane offense. And I just don't want to bet Paddock or Minnesota. Paddock, 4.95 ERA, 6.07 career against the Red Sox. And the Twins have lost 7 of 10. They're just in bad form. Minnesota, they don't really do much for me at all. So I'll take Boston in this matchup at minus 110. 7:40 Eastern. First pitch, the Atlanta Braves are at the Kansas City Royals. Officially TBD, the Braves believe it to be Spencer Strider. Kansas City will throw Seth Lugo, and they are minus 137, plus 110 Atlanta, total 9.5. Seth Lugo has just signed a 2-year extension, I believe, today. And just some other news on the Royals. Chris Bubic has gone to the IL there. You just can't back Atlanta. I mean, we've got quite a lot of teams on the naughty step here. We've got the Yankees on there. We've got the Dodgers on there. Move along, because the Braves are coming to join you. I mean, for a start, Strider at plus 110, you wouldn't have thought that was conceivable. Sort of a good coming into the season, but it absolutely has. They signed Eric Fedde, actually, to help the rotation, but they've lost 5 in a row. They're just absolutely miles off it. And even though Strider's been looking a little bit more like his old self, they have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. Seth Lugo, 2.95 ERA, 109 whip, plays. Kansas City Royals have won 5 of his last 7. Quiz question, Lonte. I know you like it when I blindside you with these. $100 per game on the Braves. How much have you lost so far this season?
Man, I would say close to like 2,500.
Oh, mate, you can have half a point. $2,744, which, if you bet them tomorrow, it will be $2,844 because I'm taking the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, so look, I was a little bit confused with what they were doing. So is it going to be Strider? I saw Strider today and then Fedde tomorrow, but have they switched it or like
I saw Strider. It was listed with the bookies. They're normally trustworthy. Right now I'm seeing Strider listed today.
It's weird. I wanted to ask. I mean, because
TBD still for Wednesday.
I was kind of just surprised at that, but I like the under, and I agree with you. Like, you can't back Atlanta right now. All 5 of their pitchers of the starting rotation is on IL. They lost 8 of 10, 4 straight on the road. I like the way Kansas City's been playing, more consistent as of late, 6-4 in the last 10. You talked about Lugo's new deal. He's been dominant at home. I like under. I think that total is way, way too high. So I think we see a low-scoring game in 4-2, 4-3, 3-2, 3-1. Any of those combinations, I think you can get home.
Okay, thank you. Next up, where are we going? Philadelphia Phillies are at the Chicago White Sox. This is a 7:40 Eastern first pitch. Left-handed pitcher Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies. Jonathan Cannon has the start for the Chicago White Sox. Minus 200 Philadelphia, plus 160 the White Sox. Total Lonte.
This is it, man. This is the White Sox first. This is perfect. It's set up perfectly. It's set up perfectly for us, man. Philly, I talked about them. They have been playing a lot better, but I don't trust Luzardo. He's a mystery. He's got walk issues. He had 5 in his last start. He's been solid in his last 2 road starts, but again, I don't really trust him at all. The White Sox have been okay. They've won 6 of their last 10. Cannon, I like. He's got 2 or less in 4 of his last 5. He hasn't pitched at home much lately, but when he has, he's been pretty good. I think he can stay with Luzardo and outpitch him here. I like White Sox first. Love White Sox first 5. I also like the over. Chicago's over in 7 of the last 10. Philly's over in 6 of 10. Luzardo, like I said, he's going to give up at least 3. I just don't know how or when he's going to give them up. Hopefully, he gives them up a little bit earlier, and we can get the first 5 home. So I think the White Sox are alive to win the game outright. Minus 210 with Luzardo is outrageous. So I couldn't do it. So first 5 and over for me for the White Sox.
You describing him as a mystery was one of the favourite things that's happened in the last few weeks. I enjoyed that a lot. You're absolutely right, Lonte. What caught my eye handicapping this was the game totals of both pitchers. The game logs are insane. We've got a massive run of overs for Luzardo because he's been contributing to them. And we know Philly can hit the ball. Kyle Schwarber's doing mad things again. The game totals in his last 4, 17, 11, 13, and 15. And then you have a little look at Jonathan Cannon, and those game totals are 20, 11, 9, and 13. So that's 7 out of those 8 games have reached double figures. And the other one was 9. The total is 8.5. Every game. I mean, we can't lose. It's literally impossible to lose, Lonte. It's quite hard to get past that because I do think there's a few different ways we can win, which is the Phillies go off. Both pitchers contribute. All the things you're talking about, Luzardo throws in a mystery start. White Sox aren't great against left-handed pitching, but at home, they're just about competent enough to make me think that they can get 3 or 4 runs here and help us get over that total of 8.5. I'm turning the page to a 7:40 Eastern first pitch between the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Colin Ray will go for the Cubbies. The Brewers will send Quinn Priester to the mound and are -125 favourites. Even money, the Cubs. Total here is at 8.5. This is a sneaky big old series, this one. Both clubs are tied at 62 and 43. Took Colin Ray last week, gave up 5 earned runs against the Kansas City Royals and lost the game. But that was an outlier for him, and I'm happy to trust his previous excellent form. Quinn Priester's been good, especially at home. 5-1 record, 3.02 ERA. This was really hard, Lonte. And I don't know why. This sounds like a silly thing to say. I really wanted to get this game right. This felt like a test. Like this, it was a puzzle. Work this out. Everything contradicted each other. The Ray favours the overs. Priester favoured the unders. The Cubs favour the overs. The Brewers favoured the unders. The bullpens were nearly identical. Ray might have the edge on the Brewers' bats, being an ex-Brewer. That was a nice little angle in. And Quinn Priester, steady diet of sinkers. And that might just nullify these Cubs' power bats a little bit. So I'm going to take the under. I'm going to go under 8.5.
I like that, man. I love the under as well. It was 9 earlier. 3 out of 5 games went under so far this year, head-to-head. And the Cubbies took 3 of those 5. They won 2 in Milwaukee in May. Now, obviously, 2 different teams a few months later. But Milwaukee, I mean, I wanted to bet Milwaukee. I think the price is like perfect, to be honest with you. Priester's been dominant at home. But if you look at Rhea, he's been better on the road than he has at home. So he's right in this wheel spot. He did allow 6 earned in his last start, but 2 or less in the 4 prior. So, small sample size there, but he's been a lot better than those 6 runs indicated in his last start. So he'll be looking to bounce back here. I stayed away from the side. I think we can get a pitcher's duel here, Mal. So I'm agreeing with you with the under. I think this flies under, to be honest.
Okay, confident. This next game, Lonte, I have every faith that you've made the same pick as me here. 7:45 Eastern. There's no way you let me down here. No chance. 7:45 Eastern. The Miami Marlins at the St. Louis Cardinals. Sandy Alcantara for Miami. St. Louis through Sonny Gray. -175 favourites the Cardinals. Miami +138. Total, Lonte, is 8.5.
Oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. You got to take Miami. You got to take Miami. Take Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Louis is 3-7 of the last 10. I know Gray's overarching numbers, like season long, have been really good, but he's got an 8.34 ERA in his last 5 starts, 14 earned on 22 hits in his last 2. Alcantara's, it's coming off 7 scoreless versus San Diego. He did allow 22 earned in the previous 4, but we'll just, gloss over that a little bit. His swing and miss stuff is just not there. He hasn't topped 4Ks in 6 straight. But I think the way St. Louis has not been able to hit the ball or string together consistent offense, I think he'll be able to maybe, conjure up 5-6 strikeouts just to keep him on the board. Miami's 7-3 in the last 10. Really, really impressive. They had a hell of a series against Milwaukee, who we just talked about. They took a series there on the road. So I like Miami here a lot. Both offenses should see success. I like the over as well. Both of these pitchers actually garnering some trade interest. So that'll be kind of, the Mets in San Diego actually reached out to Miami for Sandy. And I think a lot of other teams were looking at Gray as well. So it'll be intriguing. But, man, price-wise, outrageous. You got to take Miami. Love the over as well.
Yeah, Sandy was ranked quite highly on the list of potential trade candidates that I saw last week. And Sonny Gray kind of got stitched up over the winter. He was going to leave, and then ownership came to the senior players and told them a few lies, and Sonny Gray stayed around. But it hasn't really worked out. You mentioned the 7 scorers for Alcantara last time in that 3-2 win against the Padres. And really, I would fade Gray and I would fade St. Louis, whatever the opposition. But equally, I'm wanting and hoping Sandy can back up that start as well. So it makes the pick easy. We've been all over Miami lately, Lonte. We picked him. I don't know how many Mondays in a row we picked Miami, but it's a lot. And Gray's completely and utterly lost it. There was a home road split thing that we were working on, but that's gone. He's just now gone bad completely. Plus 138, plus 138 is one of my favourite prices on the whole card. The world's greatest sportsbook, the Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contests, Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and the Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true degen if you're not competing in the Circa football contests. Come hang out with the SGPN boys and girls at the Circa contest weekend, August 21 to 23, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars, 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP15. Contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. 8:10 Eastern first pitch is the Washington Nationals at the Houston Astros. It will be Mike Soroka for Washington. Houston are officially TBD, but it looks like Lance McCullers Jr. will draw the start for the Stros. And they're minus 150 favourites. Washington plus 120. And the total here is at 8.5. Houston are in a little bit of a slump. And it's one of those, often in MLB, there's no real reason as to why your team's on a hot streak or a cold streak. I think with this Houston slump, there are some kind of obvious reasons. They're very beat up. And a lot of their senior guys are down. And they're having to run out this youngish team that really looks nothing like the Astros' first choice lineup. The lineup that the Astros would be hoping to run out in the playoffs. They've conceded the first run. I'm going to quiz you again, Lonte, for the second time tonight. How many consecutive games have Houston let up the first run?
Let's see. How many for the whole season?
No, just streak from now.
Counting back from today. Have they given up the first run? Let's go with 12 straight games. Damn.
18.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it? I mean, you'd think it's not quite a coin toss, but it's not far off a coin toss. Like, to lose 18 heads or tails in a row, we're back on the black or red thing we discussed last week, but yeah, 18 in a row. But like I just mentioned about the young team that they've got and the lack of leadership, when they've gone behind, they have struggled to have kind of the nous to string together some at-bats, to put together a rally. So it's kind of understandable. This is what the Astros are doing. Getting back to the game, Mike Soroka's starts have been short, but okay. Washington haven't won his starts for him, but McCullers has been really poor lately. Only one win in his last 5. That was the weird 18-1 blowout against the Dodgers. His home ERA is 11.86. His July ERA was 7.71. Plus they keep losing. I wanted a bit of a bigger price here. We'll have to maybe shop around tomorrow. But I'm going to give Washington a chance. As it stands, the price is plus 120.
Yeah, and we still don't know who's going for Houston, right? Yeah, I mean, they were dominated by the A's. I mean, 32-7, they were outscored. I mean, Kurtz accounted for more runs in one game than they did the entire series. And he also had more hits, almost more hits than they had points, which is outrageous. I I'm looking at the over maybe. I know Soroka's been okay, 2 or less in 4 of his last 5. He's been pretty solid on the road. But if you look at Washington, they're like so inconsistent. I know they're 5-5 in the last 10. Good series win versus Minnesota. That's one of the series that really cost me because I like Minnesota in that series a ton. But their offense is still like hit or miss. So let's look at their last 8 games, Mal. So we're gonna take their last 8 games. And we're gonna divide them by 2s. So they scored 16 runs in their last 2. Prior to that, the other 2, 0. Before those, 16. Before those, 5. So it's like no consistency within their range. And they early on in the season, they were really good offensively, and you could kind of count on that. And then maybe Gore and a couple of those other guys can maybe get you a win. But I just don't trust them to back here, especially on the road against Astros teams who should be pretty motivated in a get right spot. So I'm going to take the over. I probably would look at Houston like -1.5 if this reasonably priced, but I'm going to take the over though.
Okay, thank you. Nathan has joined us. Nathan, welcome along. Nice to have you. Next is 9:38 Eastern. The Texas Rangers are at the LA Angels. We have 2 left-handed pitchers going in. Patrick Corbin for the Texas Rangers and Yusei Kikuchi for the LA Angels. This one's close on the books. Texas are even money. Road underdogs here against the Angels, -125. And the total is at 8.5. Lonte, I guess you're drawn to
Love
Texas.
It, man. I love Texas in this spot, man. I mean, I get it because Kikuchi's been a little bit steady, but I mean, you can't make them the way Texas is playing right now. I don't think you can make them a dog. At worst, maybe it should be split like 110 each. But I mean, Texas, they split a 4-game set a few weeks ago. Both offenses were explosive, but the way Texas has been playing, I mean, 9-1 the last 10. Where was this offense like 2 months ago? Like when they needed it. And then pitching's always been elite. Corbin, I know a lot of people, including myself, kind of wasn't buying Corbin early on, kind of trying to catch the falling knife. But he's been good, man. 3 or less in 5 starts. He's got a 2.54 ERA in that stretch. If you look at him like on the road, he's been pretty steady. He did pitch well versus the Angels a few weeks back, only allowed 2 earned in 5 innings pitched. I mean, all signs point to Texas here for me, especially at that plus money. The Angels' offense has kind of been stuck between 2 and 4 runs for the last few series. They're 4 and 6 the last 10. And the way Texas has been pitching as a staff, I mean, all you need is about 3 runs. And I think if you get 3 or 4 runs here, I think Corbin can get it done. So I'm going to take Texas here to get it done. I also like the over. I think maybe the offense of Texas can lead the charge and the Angels can maybe stay within like 2 or 3 runs and we can get over this number. So I like the Rangers and I like over.
Yeah, you said it. It's quite fine margins with Texas because they have been pitching really well, but not scoring a ton of runs. And that's actually demonstrable in Corbin's last couple of games. His last 2 starts, they won 2-1 against the A's. They won 2-0 against the Tigers. So fine margins. They haven't given themselves much wiggle room in there. His ERA on the road is 4.39. Kikuchi is steady. I've used the exact word that you did. A 2.26 home ERA. But his July numbers are trending the wrong way. But it ultimately came down to both starting pitchers' first 5 trends here. Corbin is 11-6 to the under. Kikuchi is 12-8-2 to the under. That was good enough to me. I know Texas are in better form. That 6-game winning streak catches the eye, but it's just too fine margins for me to take them with any faith. So I'll take a first 5 under. Back to the top of the page for a 9:40 Eastern between the New York Mets and the San Diego Padres. Left-handed pitcher Sean Manaea will go for the Mets. Padres are officially TBD, but we think it's Yu Darvish. Same prices as that last game here. Mets -125. Padres even money, and the total here is at 7.5. I kept this pretty straightforward because Manaea is in better form than Darvish. The Mets are in better form than the Padres. And that was really kind of where I stopped. The Mets, like I said, sneaky 7-game winning streak. Manaea's been impressive returning from this injury. He's had 3 starts now, each one going longer than the last. Each one has only given up 1 earned run. Plenty of swing and miss as well. He's getting people to strike out. Now, Yu Darvish might just have a really good second half of the season, but until he takes the first steps towards it, I can't bet him. The Mets are hot. They picked up Gregory Soto. Actually, we talked about trades. Not a blockbuster, but I tell you what, really nice bullpen piece for the Mets, Gregory Soto. Ronnie Mauricio is a name I don't think I've said before on the show. He went 4 for 4 on Sunday night, putting it together. So yeah, I just fancied the Mets more than the Padres. It was that simple.
Agree with you, man. I made a bet for the Mets to win the World Series. I mean, I think that they are in really good form. They've won 7 straight. Manaea is coming back. They got Senga coming back healthy. I think they're gonna make a couple more moves as well. I mean, Darvish is coming off his worst start of his 4. His swing and miss stuff is not quite there, and I don't think you need to have that against the Mets, who have been hitting the ball really well as of late. I mean, Manaea had 1 run in allowed 1 run in each of his 3 starts. He's ramping up each time. So he pitched 5 innings in his last start, and that was the first time that he actually hit 5 innings. So I'm wondering if they want to keep it at 5 until like later on and kind of just preserve him a little bit. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But I do like the Mets at this price. Would also kind of go over. I don't really trust the Padres, but I look at the over just in case they can get 3 or 4 runs. But I think the Mets can do the majority of the scoring.
Yeah, that is a skinny total. There's tons of 8.5s on the board, and I don't know why that's not another one. I don't know why that's 7.5. Because it looks like it's the same as all the others. So well spotted, Lonte. The penultimate game on the show is the Pittsburgh Pirates at the San Francisco Giants, 9:45 Eastern. Between left-handed pitcher Bailey Falter and Justin Verlander. For the Giants, who are -160 favourites, +130 Pittsburgh, and the total 7.5.
Yeah, so under is what I like the most. It got bit down. It was 8 earlier, but it got bit down. But I think this is a great spot and series for San Francisco. They've been trending in the wrong direction. They've lost 8 of 10. Hopefully, Verlander's brother is watching because I'm picking him to get another win. He went 16 straights without a win. Finally got that. So maybe a little bit of pressure off him. He didn't pitch well. He probably should have lost that game. He walked 5 batters. He only gave up 1, but he walked 5 batters. Atlanta just couldn't do anything to get those runners across. I mean, I don't fully trust him, but he should go well here. I mean, Pittsburgh's offense, they're pretty much more dominant at home. I wouldn't even say dominant. They're pretty much better at home than they are on the road. They're 6-4 in the last 10. 5 of those wins have came at home. Their road woes, I think they continue here. I'm going to take San Francisco. I'm going to take under. I think it's a great spot. Pittsburgh's under in 7 of their last 10. San Francisco scored 3 runs or fewer in 6 of their last 10. So I think this sets up for a perfect spot for an under. And I'm going to take some Giants. I'm going to probably put them in a parlay with somebody. I don't know who yet, but I think the Giants are going to be the right side.
I'm not having it, Lonte. I can't back the Giants. They're not quite on the naughty step. It's more Verlander's on the step with the other teams that we're not betting. Adam's joined us in the chat, by the way. Adam, awesome. Thank you. Now, I like Bailey Falter. His 118 whip is good. Again, points to the fact he might have been a little bit unfortunate. But Verlander's record is 1-8, 470 ERA, 149 whip. San Francisco did snap his 6-game personal losing streak last time out, but you said yourself he wasn't particularly good in that. Now, I understand Pittsburgh have a terrible road record, but the Giants' first 5 against left-handed pitchers, 9-15-2. I just can't. I don't want to bet them. I don't want to bet Verlander. I do like Bailey Falter, and they're 6-4 in the last 10. Pittsburgh a little bit more competitive. Yeah, they're on the road. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh first 5 here. The bullpen is dog shit. So we'll take that out of it. We'll go Pittsburgh first 5. Final game, 10:05 Eastern first pitch between the Seattle Mariners and the Athletics. Seattle will throw Logan Evans. The Athletics have Luis Severino going to the mound and are even money. Seattle minus 125. And the total is right up there at 10.5. Logan Evans has been okay. 11 starts he's had now. Still only going 4 to 5 innings. Just really middling stats all over the place. Nothing jumps off the page with Evans. Win-loss record, over-unders, earned runs. None of his metrics. There's just nothing in there. Like, he is what he is. But Severino has been very competitive lately. Beaten Houston and Cleveland in his last 2 starts. We've already mentioned that the A's are raking, Kurtz, Langoliers, etc. What 4-game winning streak for the A's? They've just dog-walked Houston in their own backyard. So back at home, I think they can get another one here. I'm going to take the A's to stay hot as an underdog, Lonte.
Yeah, I couldn't quite get there, but I agree with you. Like for the most part, I mean, Evans was solid in back-to-back starts, but he did struggle a little bit on the road. The A's have a great weekend. I think this might be like a buy low spot. I mean, a sell high spot on the A's, being that they look so good this weekend. Similar to what I thought with I don't know if I was on with you or Scott, but I thought that the White Sox were riding a little bit too high. And the Cubs came in and smacked them up real good. That's one of the games a few of the games I did get right. But I mean, it's still Severino at home. We know the home road splits. He has pitched solid in 2 of his last 3 at home, though. But again, I don't really know if I can trust him at home. I did go over. I think the total it seems high, but I think both teams can get to 5, and then we can kind of play, for the winner. So I like the over more than I like Seattle, but I would take a shot with Seattle here.
Okay, thank you very much. 15 games done in the book, Lonte. My question to you is, whose turn is it to take Miami as an underdog? Is it you?
I'm not taking them, though.
Right, okay.
I need to get on the board. No, I'm not taking them. I need to get on the board, man.
All right, okay.
So first off, we'll start with the lock. We're going to go Kansas City minus 120. It's between minus 120, minus 125. So just make sure you find the best price. I mean, I just think that Lugo's he should be a little bit more motivated. He's got a little bit extra, change in the bank account. So he should come out and play well. The Braves, they're just in free fall. I would rather it be Fetty than Strider. I'll be completely honest, but I still think that the Kansas City is the side. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. They've been playing a little bit more consistently, so I'm going to take Kansas City as the lock. As a dog, man, I'm taking Texas, Mal. I mean, it's a small dog, a little Yorkie, but I mean, I think that's mispriced a lot. The way that Corbin's been pitching okay, and I think that that's still the books are still carrying him that stench over from Washington. So I'm going to take the Rangers as a small Yorkie on the road.
Okay, yeah, that is a very small dog. Gio's pointing out Nick Kurtz 2 or more bases has cashed in 9 out of his last 10. So Gio is going to be riding that trend. Love that. Yeah, I'll take Miami as an underdog. I just don't want anything to do with St. Louis or Sonny Gray at all. The minus 175 is nuts. There's a few prices I don't want to touch here, but that's up there. So I'll take Miami as my underdog. My lock, I think... Oh, this is tricky because there's not an awful lot. I'm going to take the under in the Cubs-Brewers game. I like Colin Ray. I like Quinn Priester. I like the fact that Ray's got that little inside knowledge of the Brewers. I like the fact that Priester, I think, can nullify these Cubs power bats. So, yeah, Priester's been really good at home. Tight to use as well between these two. Going to be tense, bit of playoff atmosphere in there. A duel we're going to get between Ray and Priester under 8.5. Lonte, home run plot. Come on, we can do it.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. I was looking at the Boston Red Sox because I really want to fade Paddock. So I was looking at maybe Trevor Story. And I'll tell you this, Mal. Look, this is no joke. I promise you. The last episode me and Scott did for Friday, I picked Teoscar, I think. No, I picked Will Smith, but I was like hesitant between Teoscar and Will Smith. And of course, Teoscar hits a home run and Will Smith does nothing. So that's another story. So right now I'm saying that to say that I'm in between Trevor Story and Rafaela. So I think I'm going to go. Trevor Story was good to me. So let's go Trevor Story to hit one tomorrow.
I was looking at Red Sox as well, Lonte.
Be in the right place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I've put a line through a couple here. Possible Lugo. You see, I could fade Colin Ray as well for a home run, but I've just given them out as a lock on my under. This has happened a few shows running, Now, both things can happen. Both things can be true. If I'd only done it once, I wouldn't feel so bad, but I do feel like I've done that a few shows in a row. I can't. I'd fade Lugo, but I've just explained how dog shit Atlanta are completely. Let's have a look. Sonny Gray. Yeah, let's fade Sonny. I've just told you Sonny Gray is rubbish, right? Okay. I've given my dog out as Miami. So we want a Miami Marlin. Let me just change pages here. This is all very scientific, Lonte. None of this shit's happening by accident, like people think. We will go with Otto Lopez is the answer. Didn't think you'd hear his name mentioned on the show tonight, did you, people? So Otto Lopez for Miami will be my home run play. Lonte, we did it. Anything you want to tell the people before we let them go?
Hopefully we can get some winners, man, especially me. I need it after this weekend.
Yes, fair enough. There was some bloke complaining on Spotify that we kept talking about football. So we've done an entire 56 minutes, whoever you were, with no football. I did that just for you. So you can go and say nice things now. Personalise this show just for you.
Sir.
Lonte, thank you very much. We'll be back later in the week. Good luck with all your bets. Someone will be back this time tomorrow. Great review, 5 stars, etc. Good luck.